Let's turn to Russia's invasion of Ukraine now. New reports suggest that Russia is struggling to replenish its stocks of weapons because of its reliance on high-tech components made in the West. Defence researchers in Britain from Rusi, the Royal United Services Institute, say Moscow's invasion of Ukraine has exhausted its supplies. They argue that tightening export controls would leave Russia permanently short of key components and the ability to wage war. The study says Moscow has been using shipments through third-party hubs such as Hong Kong to secure the supplies it needs. Our security correspondent Frank Gardner gave me more details.
Right, this report is based on field research that they've done in Ukraine, that their researchers have been out there. They've examined 27 different modern military systems, things from cruise missiles to drones to electronic warfare to transmission and communication systems. And they've concluded that all of those 27 systems that form the backbone of Russia's ability to wage modern warfare in Ukraine are all dependent on critical components produced in Western countries, primarily in the US, but also in the UK, France, Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan. And they're saying that there is an opportunity right now to choke off what they call this silicon lifeline. Because if you can do that, they're saying, you can permanently degrade Russia's ability to wage the kind of warfare it's been doing in Ukraine. So that has an impact beyond Ukraine's borders. That will be, if that were to happen, it would be an enormous relief to countries like Estonia, Moldova, Georgia, which fear that they could be next in line for any kind of aggressive moves by President Putin.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because other battlefield reports have said that Russia is cannibalising, for example, dishwashers and washing machines for some of these key parts as well. But doesn't it suggest that if Western companies are still supplying this key silicon lifeline, as it's described, they could be targeted and punished, because this would be getting around sanctions, wouldn't it?
There's a lot of reasons why this is happening. Part of it is that this stuff is going through what's called third country transshipment hubs, places like Hong Kong and Malaysia, where the end user certificate has either been forged, people haven't been truthful about it, some people have chosen to turn a blind eye. You've got people who are exporting the stuff, they need the money, they think it's going for civilian use, and it's ending up being used for military use by the Russians. There is also a clandestine network, the Rusi report says, of Russian intelligence agents who are racing to build new routes to keep their military supplied. Now, in some bits of kit, they've got years of stockpiles left. They've been doing this, building these clandestine networks since the time of the Cold War. They're very good at it. You've also got the problem of countries like, say, India, which imports 45% of its defense needs from Russia. Now, how interested is India going to be in choking off its supply of high-tech kit if it needs it for its own defence? So this requires international cooperation, which may not necessarily be forthcoming.
And also when India didn't condemn the invasion in the first place at the UN.
Well, it didn't, because, as I say, Russia is a major supplier of its own kit. So as far as India is concerned, what's going on in Ukraine is Europe's problem. Its problems are closer to home with Pakistan.
Frank Gardner.